1923 Season 2 returns with another compelling episode, though the season's second entry is even slower than the first. If this were a show with many more seasons, that would be one thing. However, 1923 Season 2 ends this series, so I would have liked a little more urgency to start the season. Besides the story pacing, Episode 2 is another solid episode in what I believe to be one of creator Taylor Sheridan's most consistent series. But before we get into the review, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, drop a like and comment on the video, and if you're able, please sign up for channel memberships for exclusive content, which really helps us out. Anyway, let's get back to Montana. So, in the season premiere, we were introduced to how harsh winter could be in the 1923 world. The Western deals with new issues due to the season and far more dangers than I would have anticipated. Spencer's journey to Montana continued with Brendan Sklena's character making a new friend, leading to some surprising moments in episode 2. Alexandra reveals she's pregnant, which makes her journey to Montana all the more dangerous, and Jacob and the rest of the Duttons back home deal with a mountain lion while Donald Whitfield advances on his schemes. As season 1 progressed, it became clear to me that Spencer Dutton would not make his way home by the end of the season. That was okay, as I imagined season 2 wouldn't take long for him to reach Montana. However, in true video game fashion, it seems like Sklena's Western hero cannot stop accumulating side quests. In 1923's favour, they do happen to be quite interesting. This time around, Spencer's journey home is disturbed by none other than the Mafia, Italy's organised crime group. While I like Spencer's new friend Luca, I could see by the way he was handling the bets during Spencer's fight that there was something darker inside him. Well, episode 2 ends any doubts related to that, showing who his cousin really is. It turns out he is a mafia don, and the villain doesn't like Spencer's attitude, with Sklena's character trying to run back to his family instead of getting roped into whatever shady business he had for him. However, Spencer is a single man against the mafia, so a deal is needed. I'm interested in how Sheridan continues to throw unpredictable situations Spencer's way and how he tries to quickly deal with them as they come. At least this time Spencer got to send a message home. It does feel like he is getting closer, but not nearly at the pace I would have wanted. Still, the next chapter of his Mafia storyline should be quite interesting. By the end of the episode, Spencer and Luca are tasked with delivering his cousin's whiskey to Fort Worth, Texas. The fact Spencer was handed a gun signals the dangers awaiting them. While Spencer's story continues to be an exciting draw, episode 2 followed up on a few characters' plots and some intrigued me. Jerome Flynn's Banner Creighton is one of the main villains of the Western series. In season 2's premiere, we got a more nuanced look at the character, which I enjoyed as he had been more one note in season 1. Banner doesn't want his family to interact with Timothy Dalton's Whitfield, and by the end of episode 2, the character verbalizes just how afraid he is of the man who has changed his life. Banner turning on Whitfield later in season 2 would make for quite the story, though I think the seeds of his fear for this man might pay off more darkly and not end well for Flynn's character. Alexandra's journey is tumultuous. It's interesting to see her in a completely new situation. Used to a posh lifestyle we saw in season 1 that, despite her grit and willingness to go out of her comfort zone, Alex is not fully cut out for the life of hardships just yet, and her means of travel offer an interesting start to her journey. Speaking about some Dutton women not being used to the life of hardships, Elizabeth perfectly illustrates that back home. Winter provides more than enough challenges for the Duttons. Besides selling cattle and doing everything they can to keep the ranch, animal attacks have increased, with Elizabeth being bitten by a wolf. By the end of the episode, the wolf returns, and that could be it for Helen Mirren's Kara. Interestingly, Harrison Ford's Jacob is also in quite a predicament, as the decision to rush home with Zane's family amid a snowstorm leaves them stranded. 1923 ups the dangers for the Duttons. I only hope the series doesn't continue having pacing issues as the season gets closer to what will hopefully be a satisfying ending.